Thursday, January 27th. I apologize that there was not a Word at One yesterday, so I'm doing a bit of a combo today. And that is Psalm 1 and then looking back at Isaiah 45. So Wednesday in the Psalms and then Thursday as the names of God. And specifically this Thursday, the name, the God of Israel. And this is why. So right behind me, I have this light shining on the wall. And this light is in memory of all of those who lost their lives during the Holocaust. So today, January 27th, on January 27th, 1945, this was the day that Allied forces liberated the death camp at Auschwitz, and it has now become an international Holocaust Remembrance Day to say we remember the victims of that terrible time, those who were targeted because of who they were, what groups they were associated with, Jews and non-Jews, and those who stood up for righteous, good things, those who stood up against governments that were doing evil, awful things. And this is a description of the righteous, those who set things right. And in Psalm 1, the righteous are described as being like a tree. So we've been talking a lot about trees this week and being connected into the branch and being connected as a branch into the vine. Jesus said, "Stay connected into me." And then Jesus was called the branch of Jesse in the prophet Isaiah. So in Psalm 1, just like Christ is the branch out of Jesse, a righteous person is described as a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever he does prospers. Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. And in reading this psalm, and in looking in Isaiah chapter 45, when God calls himself the name, the God of Israel, he says, "I am the God of Israel who calls you by name," talking to his people and all the people that were to come who would call upon the name of God. That he was first of all the God of Israel, the God of his people, and then became the God of the Gentiles, the Jews and the non-Jews alike, through the blood of Christ, that all were reconciled together and have access to the righteousness through Christ's blood. But we mourn today that there are wicked. We mourn today that there is evil. But we rejoice that all of these monuments to evil are empty. That these things that are the symbols of evil are empty. They are relics of the past. But it is our job as the people of God to make sure that they just remain relics of the past, and that day by day we undo the unrighteous things in this world. So in honor and in memory of all those who lost their lives in the Holocaust, those who stood up against evil regimes, both Jew and non-Jew alike, those who throughout history have been targeted because of the people groups they were associated with, because of their belief systems, because of whatever it is, the way people operate, that we remember to do something today to set something right. That in memory of all of those lives lost in whatever context, that we set something right in our lives today. It doesn't have to be something big, it can be something little. But this day, ask God to show you something that you can set right as a righteous person through the blood of Jesus Christ. And I will see you all tomorrow for Finding God on Fridays.